Hey everybody. So please excuse the hair and the general mess of my forehead and everything. I am sick. If you catch my last video, you'd see that. I am medicated up to my eyeballs, so I am ready to go ahead and at least get something done on the bench here. And I want to upgrade the quadcopter a bit. So I have a couple new pieces here. I've got the Runcam Swift 2 that just came in, built-in OSD, audio, etc., good stuff. And I've got an Eachine connector. I am tired of this 90-degree angle breaking off, and the camera just won't hold still, it won't lock in right, and I've stripped the threads. So we're going to go ahead and put this stuff in here. And the first thing we're going to have to do is disassemble the quadcopter. Now to take this thing apart, you're going to need basically two tools. You're going to need a hex wrench, and you're going to need a little tiny Phillips head screwdriver to get the camera stuff out. So we'll go ahead and get that disassembled here real quick. Alright, now that I've got the top plate off, we got to get this out of the system, because we're going to be doing a couple things with it. So alright, now I guess we unwrap her. And there we go. Now we should be able to very carefully slide this on over top of what little solder I've left on there. I may have to bend these out just a smidge, but slide it on and solder it back together. Alright, now that we've got it all soldered on properly and whatnot, yes, I broke off the two tabs back here and soldered them back together. But now that we've got that all together, it feels nice and solid. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of shrink wrap over it. Alright, now that we've got this all pretty and clean and wrapped up and everything, we're going to go ahead and start looking at the Runcam here. Let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and get all this out, move a couple of tools. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so the Runcam, of course, I'm sure people have seen 1,000,001 videos on this, but the Runcam comes with one housing. I ordered mine with a 2.5mm lens. I also have a little GoPro lens around here somewhere that I'm going to just test out because why not? And of course it comes with a spare case, second mounting case and hardware and blah blah blah, so ooh pretty. And it comes with this bag of goodies. I think what I see in here are screws, standoffs, 5-wire through-wire cable, and OSD, an OSD pigtail and OSD settings, and a mount. So we're going to go ahead and sort through all this and see what we need. Alright, as you can see, we went ahead and reused the screws that held the old camera in, and it looks like it'll all hold nicely, and this one should sit nice and snug. I did move it back a bit just because I'm concerned about smashing the camera against the front of stuff, so I've used the rearmost hole as opposed to the middle hole, which I used on the old camera. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start looking at pinout. Okay, now I got the props out of the way, now I can actually do some work here. So what we're looking at right now is I'm going to remove the flight controller so I can get down to the power distribution board, the PDB, so I can see where this is actually connected and what we're doing with it. Right now, these are the three cables. This is the actual TX for the Turnigy right there. I've got the voltage for the receiver, and I've got my transmitter here. So I'm gonna have to play with all of these here real quick, figure out what's going on. But yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so what we're looking at this point is this wire comes over here to something labeled minus, plus, and VTX. So this is actually the camera cable, and what we're gonna have to do is we got 5 wires here. We're gonna cut this down to about the same length after we desolder these 3 here. And we're going to go ahead and put in the minus, plus, and VTX. And then we'll have the audio and the VBAT, which we'll deal with in a minute here. Alright, we've got our 3 wires now connected, ground, positive, and video. And so now what we're going to do is hook up the VBAT. It's going to actually just go to a pad on our power. I believe it goes to a positive pad. Let me double check that real quick. Okay, this little blue wire here, like I said, is VBAT plus. So we're literally just going to flip it all through here. Yeah. Sorry, let me pull that back here so you can see it, get it in camera. Alright, so we're going to take our little VBAT wire, and what we're going to do is connect it to the positive battery terminal. This should only take a moment. I have plenty of solder on this area before because I did a horrible job previously. There we go, feels nice and strong, not going to come off. Alright, hitting the camera here. Working on this camera thing. I know my last video was super shaky because I had it head mounted. My apologies for that. There we go. Now that's all nice and pretty. And at this point, I want audio, so I'm going to go ahead and run an audio cable all the way through here to this. I'm going to add just a little bit of wire, and I believe on the Eachine it's going to be there are 2 wires on mine. I don't know if you can see that are cut off there. What I have to do is, because when you plug this in, it is your power, ground, video, audio, and a second ground. Now I just need that audio cable there, but you can see, of course, Eachine cut it off super tight. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there next. Give me half a sec. Alright, so we found a spare white wire here. I went ahead and wired it in to the connector here for VTX. And I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 white wires here, at which point I should have sound. Okay, now that we have all the wires hooked up and everything, let's go ahead and put her back together. And there we go. Got the new straight SMA on there. And we got the Runcam Swift installed. You should be able to hear some audio when I'm flying. And we should have a much better image quality. So that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to go take a nap to try and get rid of the rest of this real quick. But if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you want to see more of what I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see all you guys and gals on the flip side. just totally realized I forgot to put the props over top of the ESCs and wrap it up in tape. So yeah, that's gonna happen too. I'll show it to you in the next video when I fly.